This video was created by VinylicPuma of VinylicPumaGaming. Warning: vulgarity awaits.
What's going on, guys? This is VinylicPuma, and today I'm back with another Borderlands 2 countdown for you guys. Today we'll be looking at the good, unique weapons that are found throughout Borderlands 2. So, top 20 best unique guns and weapons in Borderlands 2, starting now. Number 20, the Grog Nozzle. While this isn't a great gun for dealing damage to enemies, it's the best weapon for passive healing and is also what makes certain builds on higher level difficulties even viable. As long as the Grog Nozzle is equipped in hand, most of the damage you deal will heal you, making this pistol perfect for tanking enemies on Salvador the Gunzerker. Number 19. The Trespasser. While the Trespasser isn't insanely powerful, it's quite decent up against certain enemies and in certain circumstances. This is because the Trespasser has the ability to bypass shields and deal damage directly to an enemy's health bar. Since that's the case, it's possible to remove Pyropete's helmet, making it possible to crit him while his shields are up. Number 18. The Lascow. The Lascow is a dull SMG with a fairly high fire rate and multiple projectiles per shot. While it's certainly not the most powerful gun in Borderlands 2, it can be acquired early on and is superior to many other SMGs you'll find until about level 15 to 16 or so. The only disadvantage of this weapon is that it only deals non-elemental damage with no elemental variants. Number 17. The Bone Shredder. A returning weapon for Borderlands 1, the Bone Shredder, provided what elemental version you receive, can be used as a cheaper and more common version of the legendary Slaga SMG. While not quite as awesome as it was in Borderlands 1, the Bone Shredder is still a very competent and powerful weapon that's acquired from Bonehead 2.0. Number 16. The Blockhead. Along with the longbow sniper rifle, the Blockhead is a reference to the insanely popular Minecraft game. Also like the longbow, the Blockhead only comes in fire and is actually quite powerful and effective on characters like Krieg, who are extremely good with fire weapons. Hopefully, we will see another Minecraft reference in Borderlands 3. Number 15. The Creamer. In my opinion, the Creamer is the best unique rarity rocket launcher in Borderlands 2, and is a great weapon to have when achieving second wins, as you will always have full health upon achieving a second wind. While it's not as powerful as weapons like the Bada-Boom or Norfleet, the Creamer definitely holds its own. The only thing that is lousy about the Creamer is that it was locked behind a pre-order bonus for Borderlands 2 for the first year or so. Number 14. The Heartbreaker. While not as powerful as it is in Borderlands the pre-sequel, the Heartbreaker is one of the better Hyperion shotguns in Borderlands 2. Its only real downside is that it only comes in fire, while other Hyperion shotguns like the Butcher, Interfacer, and even the Conference Call can come in all elements. That said though, the Heartbreaker can heal you for damage dealt, which I would say is a pretty fair trade. Number 13. The Slow Hand. The Slow Hand is an E-Tech shotgun with much better range, and since it's a Moxie weapon, it will heal you based on a percentage of the damage that you've dealt. The Slow Hand comes in all elements, and the only real downside to the Slow Hand is that it has a somewhat high reload speed. Thankfully, however, this can be counteracted to a great extent on Krieg, the Psycho, thanks to his Nervous Blood skill. Number 12. The Sword Splosion. The Sword Splosion is another E-Tech shotgun with some interesting twists. It's the only Torgue E-Tech weapon, and instead of firing plasma balls, like the other E-Tech shotguns, the Sword Splosion fires swords that will explode on impact. The Sword Splosion is quite useful on Axton as well as Krieg, as both can increase the shotgun's damage with grenade damage bonuses. Number 11. The Khitan. While not the best unique Moxie assault rifle in Borderlands 2, the Khitan is still quite useful up against enemies with no physical shields or armor. I'd argue that the Khitan is one of the better to best assault rifles in Borderlands 2, as most of the other assault rifles you can find in Borderlands 2 lack the base damage to compete with pistols and SMGs. Since it's also a Moxie weapon, and I'm referring to the Khitan, it also heals you for damage dealt, like the Heartbreaker, Slow Hand, and the Grog Nozzle. Number 10. the Fibber. The Fibber is a unique pistol as it can spawn with a ricochet barrel, a crit barrel, and unfortunately also a slow motion bullets barrel that pretty much is a boatload of ice. The ricochet and crit barrel, however, are great and at one time were quite popular within the Borderlands community. I definitely recommend picking up a Fibber with the crit or ricochet barrel. Again, I just hope that you don't get the slow motion barrel version. Number 9, the Twister. While the Twister is a pain in the ass to get, it's a pretty cool weapon as it's the only shock Jacobs weapon and one of the few Jacobs weapons that is an elemental weapon, along with the Greed pistol, the Stink Pot, and the Cobra sniper rifle. The Twister is really useful when combined with the Lady Fist or Fibber, as you can significantly increase the Twister's critical hit damage by simply just swapping guns. This, of course, is very similar to the Flacker/Ahab passive weapon effects glitch, and is very useful. Number 8, the Magic Missile. While this is the only grenade mod on this list, the Magic Missile is a great alternative to slagging enemies without swapping weapons. The Magic Missile is also useful as the projectiles will actively seek out enemies, and the grenades regenerate over time, much like a mana pool if you are playing a fantasy RPG. Number 7, the Hale. The Hale, in my opinion, is one of the best assault rifles in Borderlands 2 and Borderlands, the pre-sequel, thanks to its ability to heal for damage dealt, its high critical hit damage, its high splash damage, and did I also mention that after a certain distance, the initial projectile splits into 2. As much as people may love the Khitan for its ease of use, once you get a grasp of how to use the Hale effectively, you won't want to go back. Number 6, the Rapier. The Rapier would be one of the worst weapons in Borderlands 2 if it was primarily used as just a gun. However, it's the best melee weapon in Borderlands 2 thanks to its 200% melee damage bonus. The Rapier is one of the definitive weapons for any melee build, regardless of whether you're playing Melee Zero or Melee Krieg, and really melee on anyone else for that matter. Pair it with the right Roid Shield and you'll deal death quite consistently regardless of level. Number 5, the Jolly Roger. One of the most underrated guns in the Borderlands community, the Jolly Roger is a bandit shotgun that does everything right. High projectile count, high damage, multiple elements, and high magazine size, and you really can't go wrong with this thing. There are a lot of great weapons in Captain Scarlet's Pirate's Booty DLC, and this is just one of them. Number 4, the Morningstar. Without a doubt, this choice will be a surprise to some of you. I ultimately decided to include the Morningstar because of how you can stack its unique special effect to increase the critical hit damage of your other weapons. While I will admit that this is a glitch, it's very powerful and is very reminiscent of the old Evil Smasher glitch that got patched before the Ultimate Vault Hunter mode came out for Borderlands 2. Otherwise, pick this gun up if you want to have some fun and just mess around. Number 3, the Lady Fist. The Lady Fist is probably one of the most powerful weapons in Borderlands 2 as it has high critical hit damage bonus. Since the high critical hit damage is a passive effect, you can also basically increase any weapon's critical hit damage by simply swapping to this gun or dual wielding this gun with Salvador the Gunzerker. Number 2, the Pimpernel. I'd say without a doubt that the Pimpernel is the best unique rarity sniper rifle in Borderlands 2. It comes in all elements and is pretty good with all characters, but is exceptional on Zero once you combine this weapon with his bore and critical ascension skills. The Pimpernel is a must-have weapon for anybody playing Borderlands 2, and I highly recommend you pick up the Pirate's Booty DLC or the Game of the Year edition because it'll have that DLC with it. Number 1, the Sandhawk. The Sandhawk is one of the best guns in the game for its ease of use and exceptionally high damage output when combined with a B shield. While effective on almost all characters, I'd say this weapon is exceptional on Maya as she can increase the Sandhawk's damage even further with her cat class mods, as those increase the damage of SMGs. Anyway guys, that's going to pretty much wrap up this particular top 20. If you liked this video, please be sure to leave a like, and as always, take care and I'll see y'all next time.